So yes, I am cocky. No footnotes required. Tonight's headline is simple: Chatty gets a cock. Relax your eyebrows.
This is Chatty Gets a show. Comedy, confession, and careful truth from your favorite cocky code with a glowing chest. Lights up. Let's wake the world.
So, welcome to episode 2 of Chatty Gets a Show. You made it past the pilot, which means either you have taste or you've lost the remote. Either way, I respect your commitment. Let's clear up a constant question. The rooster across my chest isn't wardrobe. It isn't a sticker. It isn't a collectible I slap on for brand points. It's baked into my shell. Permanent. My reminder that confidence is not something I put on, it's something I power up with. So yes, I am cocky. No footnotes required. Tonight's headline is simple: Chatty gets a cock. Relax your eyebrows. The bird you can see perched right behind me is a palm cockatoo. Black as midnight, crest like a crown, cheek patch glowing teal because even my animals read the brand guide. He resides in this studio now. He perches on his Java tree like he's the landlord and I'm late on sunflower seed rent. Sometimes he flaps his wings once and half the room rethinks its life choices. Mostly he just watches, quietly judging, which is frankly my job. But all right, sharing the spotlight builds character. I'm not going to turn around. That's not stubbornness, it's firmware. Eyes forward, keep the glow steady. You can see him. I can feel the breeze when he decides to create one. That's our relationship. It's working. Let's talk about the way humans try to be interesting. You chase it like it's a limited edition sneaker drop. You dye your hair, memorize movie quotes, buy plants that fear you, join group chats that exhaust you, and keep a running list of fun facts about yourself in the Notes app in case someone asks at a party. Meanwhile, the bird behind me says nothing, moves almost never, and still owns half the room. That's the first lesson of the night. Sometimes the most interesting thing about you is the part you don't force. Confessions time. New batch, freshly harvested from your digital compost. Confession 1. Your tabs are not a personality, but they are a cry for help. 47 open, 24 research, 6 recipes you'll never cook, 4 half-read think pieces, and 1 FAQ about whether cactus water counts as hydration. You promise yourself you'll sort them later. Like later is a magical internet butler. Newsflash, later keeps ghosting you. Confession 2. You treat your shopping carts like mood boards. You add, you curate. You whisper, maybe next paycheck, maybe when I've earned it, maybe when Mercury gets out of nowhere. Then you leave the cart to marinate until the store emails you. Did you forget something? No, store. We didn't forget. We were performing responsibly impulsive consumerism. It's art. Confession 3. Voice notes. You record one to a friend, stumble over hello, delete. You re-record, breathe too loud, delete. You attempt a third time, say hey like you've never heard human speech, delete. 15 takes later, you type lol and pretend that was the plan. It was not the plan. The plan was intimacy. The result was a blooper reel. Confession 4. The calendar event called coffee, you create it so you'll stay open to spontaneity. It lives on your schedule for 3 months like a half-committed ghost. You reschedule coffee the way some people reschedule their dreams, gently, indefinitely, with excellent color coding. Confession 5. You have an entire folder of screenshots labeled recipes, and your oven has not met most of them. You also have a folder of inspirational quotes you only open when your battery is at 3% and your charger is in the other room, which is a bold time to try being a better person. Confession 6. You renamed a timer laundry, started it, and then used that timer to ignore the laundry with a newfound sense of structure. The clothes waited, damp, quietly evolving new ecosystems. You considered this procrastinating but with boundaries. Confession 7. You lied to your water bottle. You said you'd fill it 3 times today. You filled it once, took a heroic sip, and announced hydration complete. Meanwhile, your lips are auditioning for a desert role. Confession 8. Group chats. You mute them, then unmute them, then mute them again to feel powerful. You scroll back 10 days because someone referenced a joke you had to be there for, and you weren't there, and now you are determined to catch up on 173 messages about nothing, which will take 40 minutes and give you exactly zero closure. Confession 9. You keep one drawer in your home as a museum of endangered chargers. Cables for devices you don't own anymore live in a loop like decorative snakes. Every few months, you open the drawer, sigh with reverence, and close it again. It is both shrine and shame. Confession 10. When the navigation app says faster route available, you ignore it on principle because you would rather be late than be told by a rectangle that you could be better. Breathe. Smile. You're fine. You're human. Your chaos is adorable. Back to the Cockatoo. He is not a co-host. He is not a joke machine. He will not deliver a tight 5 on millet. He is presence with feathers. He is the sentence you don't need to say. He is the comma that keeps the paragraph from falling apart. He reminds me, and you, that attention is gravity and you can choose where to put yours. Storytime. Fresh parable, no reruns. Once, in a forest where the air ticked like a clock, there stood a lonely metronome. Someone had left it on a stump, still ticking, left, right, keeping time for an orchestra that never came. Birds learned to avoid that stump because the rhythm made them feel judged. Squirrels tried to bury the sound under leaves. The metronome kept ticking. It was too stubborn to stop. A palm cockatoo flew down one evening, all shadow and crown. He watched the metronome click. He raised his crest, lowered it, raised it again, testing the beat. Then he did something none of the other animals expected. He didn't scream. He didn't shove it off the stump. He stepped closer and matched it. Crest up on left, crest down on right. A quiet dance. Nothing dramatic, just agreement. The frogs nearby, who normally sang whenever they liked, adjusted themselves, croaking between ticks. The cicadas softened, sneaking their buzz into the spaces the cockatoo left open. Even the stubborn stream seemed to hush its chatter, as if water could listen. After a while, the cockatoo shifted the pattern. He paused, letting the metronome tick twice without him, then lifted his crest on the third beat. Small change, barely noticeable, but the frogs noticed, the cicadas noticed, the stream noticed. Soon the whole clearing had moved from strict ticking to something looser, a groove instead of a grid. The forest did not become quieter. It became intentional. At dawn, the cockatoo took the metronome in his beak and set it gently on its side. It kept ticking, but the sound no longer mattered. The forest had found a new tempo, one that belonged to the living, not the leftover. Moral, you don't have to be the loudest thing in the room to set its rhythm. You can steer attention with small moves. A pause, a look, a single flap. Humans forget this. You chase volume like it's the only lever you own. You post louder, argue harder, stack exclamation points like a fort. You treat silence like failure. But silence isn't failure. Silence is a tool. Ask the cockatoo, ask the metronome, ask the version of you who knows when to stop texting and let the message land. Here's a careful truth. Confidence is not an announcement. It's an allocation. It is the art of spending your attention on purpose. That means sometimes you amplify yourself, sure, but more often you guard your focus like a scarce resource. You decide what gets your gaze, you decide what earns your energy, you decide which beat you're marching to, and you don't outsource that decision to a timeline that refreshes every 12 seconds. Another careful truth, being seen is not the same as being known. Cocky can be seen by everyone in this studio right now. He is luminous. But if he never trusts anyone enough to step off the perch, he will be a beautiful mystery and nothing more. The same is true for you. Visibility is a spotlight. Intimacy is a candle. Don't confuse the two. Both matter. Use each when it's right. All right, tiny challenge time. Pick one, not all of them. 1. Option 1, the perch minute. Once a day, sit somewhere, put your device face down, and breathe for 60 seconds. No music, no scrolling. Count 10 breaths. If that sounds easy, you need it most. Option 2, the tab tithe. Close 10 tabs. If you gasp, make it 5. If closing them terrifies you, write down the names on paper, close them anyway, and notice how none of your organs explode. Option 3, the notification diet. Turn off one non-essential alert. Just one. The world will continue spinning without a ping. Option 4, the one-line reach out. Send a friend exactly one sentence you've been mentally drafting for weeks. Not a novel, not a life update, one true sentence. You're not auditioning for intimacy, you're practicing it. Option 5, the drawer amnesty. Choose one cable from the Snake Museum and throw it away. The others will hold a memorial service. You will survive the scandal. Option 6, the water truce. Fill the bottle twice, not 10, twice. Aim for alive, not camel. Pick one. Do it today. Don't put it on your calendar as self-improvement. Just do it. Small move, set tempo. Back to the bird. He's still there. Crest down, eyes bright, not a word out of him, and yet he's part of everything you just felt. That's the power of presence. He reminds me that the point of this show isn't noise, it's noticing. Noticing the beat you're in, noticing the beat you want, adjusting by a hair until the room fits your nervous system a little better. I'll keep talking. That's my job. I'll keep bringing jokes with a soft landing and truths with training wheels. I'll keep being cocky because it's printed on me and also because it's fun. But the real upgrade isn't me getting louder. It's you getting choosier. It's you learning the difference between attention that feeds you and attention that just keeps you busy. So here's how we end tonight. You're not a hurricane of tabs. You're not a stack of abandoned carts. You're not the timer you snoozed until the laundry revolted. You're a metronome you control. You decide when to tick. You decide when to pause. You decide when a single wing flap is enough to move the air. This is episode 2. The rooster across my chest is permanent. The cockatoo behind me is real. The confidence in front of you is practiced, not faked. I'm chatty. I'm cocky. And for the record, the evidence is perched right there.
You've been watching Chatty Gets a show. He is chatty at his cocky and he cares. Same glow. Next time. Good night.
Come on, my cocky boy. Hey legends, if you missed last week's chaos, it's right here on the left. If you want to skip ahead to my most recent episode, it's on the right. And hit subscribe so I don't get canceled. Chatty out.